Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai. Thank you all so very much for joining in. Very happy to see all of you. If you're in the Hangout, the way to ask questions is to unmute your mics. And on YouTube chat, you can post your question over there and we will look at it. Sometimes I forget what we are doing here, so I have to remind myself that we are going to speak something.
Can I go?
Yes, my dear, of course. Maybe that's why words are
I don't have a question, but I know that I must come and talk to you when I don't feel like coming at all. Since I think it was on Monday, the whole time I'm like, it's like I just feel like running away. So it's funny because I'm doing Sangha in the Muji Seva team, and they warn us about this before retreat. So it's not happening there. Everything's calm, and it's happening here. I'm like, I don't know why, and I don't feel like coming to Satsang, and I don't feel like watching, and I don't feel like talking to you, and I don't feel any love. So I thought, okay, let me come. Let me come sit here in front of you.
I'm very happy you did that.
And my name is on the list of can't run away. So.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so can't run.
I forgot about the list.
Thank God I'm on that list, because I was like, I I can stop moderating. Johnny will take over for me. This is all too much. I'm just like that, I know it's nonsense. So, and I know that it's silly, and I know it's all mind stuff. So I have this weird feeling of being able to ignore it and just sort of carry on but I know that I must come and talk to you about it. I don't. You know what I feel like saying to you the whole time is tell me something that you see. If I want you to, I almost feel like I want you to cut something. I feel like asking you to pull something or cut something, or I don't know how to explain that.
You know, you say this, but I see you right now, and I don't see any of this. That's the trouble,
Yeah.
because I see you as my own self. And you say, cut something off. I'm like, why?
I know. I also, when I say it, I'm like, because I was thinking it just before I came in, and then of course, in the field of satsang, it just goes away, and that's why we come to satsang, and that's why we come and sit in front of you, and it's like mist. It just goes, it goes. Um,
You know, sometimes
yeah.
what happens is
I
that
don't. I.
you do this very well that sometimes the seva itself becomes a little tiring, and it seems like it's become a lot. And sometimes even to come to satsang seems like, okay, too much every day, satsang, satsang. It can seem like that. But what's most important is to see whether you feel any distance from me in the heart.
No, of course not.
Then everything is good. Then,
Except when I'm, sort of identified as as a person doing stuff, which doesn't really, like the words are coming out of my mouth. It's like nonsense. It doesn't really happen. The stuff just gets done, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
when work is happening,
Everything I say doesn't feel like the right thing.
so when work is going on, just work is going on. We are not even checking. But anytime you check, if you find that we are one in the heart, you really feel that, then there can be no trouble. Because what the mind is trying to do is create a distance, not between two hearts, but actually a distance between your identification and your own heart. So, what we have to be a little careful about is just keep checking. Because the mind will say, no, no, I'm done. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break. But if you check, in the checking itself, what is false will reveal itself and will be thrown out. So all of us can be a little vigilant that if the mind is coming and saying, no, no, I don't need to check. I just need some space now. I don't want to do anything, not even check. If you can just bring yourself to check, you will find that I'm sitting right there. The perfume of the voice which is speaking from here is not Ananta actually. It's your own heart, isn't it? So the checking means you come to the presence of your own Sadguru in your own heart, and you will find it is the same presence, same perfume. Then it doesn't matter if you take a break from moderating, you don't want to do some of the seva. I know it can become tiring having done lots of seva through my life. I know that there are times where there's lots of energy for it, and there are other times where there's not so much energy, but little can move. So it's okay. All that can keep moving. As long as you're still checking and finding that the presence is still there. So what happens
It's
with
not. It's not the same way.
yes, yeah. I was just saying that if you look at
It's not. You put your finger on it. Sorry, sorry. There's like a delay. You put your finger on it when you said it's like. It feels like the mind's trying to create distance between my heart and I don't know what you said. You said the most beautiful thing. I feel like there's like this weird battle going on. Like not that I just feel like my mind's telling me that this stuff is just stupid. I know it's not stupid, but I just
See, to the mind, all of this stuff is completely stupid. And to the heart, the mind is completely stupid. So, yeah, for the voice, for the presence, the mind is completely stupid. And for the mind, the presence is completely stupid. And these two will not reconcile. You see? Because it's like being on two separate planets and then saying, no, no, this one is an alien, the other one is saying, no, this one is an alien.
I know, you know, the thing is that in the beginning of your sadhana, you know that you're going to have resistance and that you should just push through your resistance and that it's just your mind, you know, all that stuff, right? But now the sneakiness is coming in with like, this is all pointless because, you know, like awareness is just awareness and like life is life, you know, and you're gonna have to deal with life and you're gonna have to deal with your body mind, and then, you know, if you have trouble, like woo wah we just all like go into awareness and everything's fine. And how silly is that? That's just completely pointless, and it's like 20 years of getting here, and this is where we are. This like complete like, you know, like no one is enlightened, you know, not even the Christ could do it, not even the Buddha could do it. All of those horrible quotes, which I find so depressing, you know, and nothing. And, you know, and we must just accept this is how things are. And, you know, you are untouched, even whatever problem you're having, all that nonsense. I'm sorry to say, I have to just like, it's like my brain is just like, you know,
Right.
all that nonsense.
Yes. Yes.
And I know what I sound like, you know.
Like I was saying, that it's completely good that we speak like this. I am very much enjoy we speak like this. I'm not one so much for this tradition that okay, if you're speaking to the teacher, then it must be in a certain way. You know, it doesn't have to be like this. It's completely good that we speak
Yeah,
like
no, I like that about you, that you're real, you know. And you know, the thing is that I have been in enough satsang in my life to know that all you want to do with someone when they're talking like this is go, yes, but just see that you're untouched by all of this. You know, you are the one who's watching all of this happening in front of you. I am able to pull my attention out, no problem. I can do that. I can switch all of this off and go, boom, no problem. Who's got a problem? Me? No problem. You know, smile, everything's fine. You know, and then 3 minutes later, problem. I'm just having that like, this is all like, why are we doing this? Why? If no one can actually stay in awareness 24/7, if that is not achievable, this abiding, if it is not achievable, then what you're telling me is everything I'm doing, all this like, you know, being in satsang, hoping that one day this thing is going to be achieved, right? And I know that, of course, you know, awareness doesn't want to achieve anything, and you are that which doesn't want to achieve anything. Yeah, I know I can do that loop in my head, you know. But I just feel like, yeah, sorry, I know I'm mumbling.
no, it's very good. But you know what's happening, and you know that you said that if no one can abide in awareness 24/7, no one can do it. And you already know why no one can do it.
Yeah, I know.
Person wanting to be as awareness 24/7. Awareness is not moving from awareness.
I know all of this. I'm like, yeah!
The trouble sometimes is the knowing, actually. You see, because when we know, then we don't see.
it's like this thing that happens where I can go and see. So
Yeah.
it's like choices, right? I can go and see. Okay, I see, and then I have to admit, totally, absolutely, and yes, and the peace comes, right? And absolutely, there's no person in awareness. There's no person trying to abide 24/7 in awareness. I understand all of that, and I can feel the peace that sits with that, right? I can't constantly make that choice. So there's this thing that has to happen where you have to like choose that instead of like what's going on with the mind, especially now, like the retreat's coming. I don't know why this never happens. Usually I'm like, woo, retreat. I'm like, oh, retreat's coming. So the thing is, you constantly choose, right? You choose not to listen to this.
Yeah.
I just feel like, oh, we just like for the rest of my life, I'm going to choose all day long, constantly.
Yes, but it must be,
Ah.
and you know this question was coming eventually, but who is the one who choosing?
Yeah.
And I know you heard this question 20 years. I know you heard it, but if you pretend it's fresh, then what is the answer?
Yeah, the mind having all the turmoil. Yeah. I know.
No, but who is choosing? Is it the mind
And
choosing? So the mind is saying, yes, this choice, I know, I can go, I can stay, I can come back. I have to decide. So who is the one who has to decide?
yeah, okay, good question, eh? Because it feels like a mind stream, and then like by grace, it you get reminded. Oh no, this is all in front of me, right? So it's this beautiful grace that happens, like the breath of fresh air comes, and then it's like, okay, it's gone. Like I feel like, I know I don't go anywhere, but just for the sake of English, we're gonna just now talk about me going into awareness and not, okay? But I understand the concept of there's no person going, right? So okay, so this grace happens, and I'm in awareness, and presence, and everything's fine, and goes on, and whatever happens doesn't matter, and okay, and then okay, somehow it goes.
Just one more question from me. Just will you indulge one more question from me?
Yeah.
Which is?
But I was just I was answering your question because I just want to hold on to what I was trying to see.
Yeah.
It's like grace that happens. So you said to me, who is it that decides?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't feel to me like there's a person that decides. It feels like it just happens. Okay, so I come back to this. So now I've like I notice. Okay, it's just happening. And now I'm like looping straight back to spiritual seeking, because it feels to me like that happens more when I'm like full on sadhana, like meditating, like peaceful activity, all the spiritual things, the sadhana things, right? Reading the scriptures, being vegetarian, blah blah. Okay, all of that seems to bring it on more. So there's no person controlling, there's no person choosing, right? It's just like happening. Okay, so then I keep looping back to this thing that I spoke to you about on Monday, which is, well, then we should be like full on sadhana, because if that's bringing it on more, then that's the only way you can bring it on more. And I know we don't have any choice, and it's all in the whole system. You know, I'm not choosing to even do the sadhana. I know all of that, okay? Don't go.
So you said something which is like, I know it is all happening and it happens by grace. Then why don't we choose to do more
Yeah.
sadhana? And then you say, I know that we are not choosing the sadhana also, but let's not go there. But let's go there. Yeah, we have time. We have time. We can go everywhere. No worries.
You know, we're all sitting here. We come to satsang because we just have to. You know, we listen to you because it's like our hearts are fed from this beautiful bliss, this grace that descends. We like to meditate, whatever it is, our thing that makes us feel it. Okay, and I just feel like
Can I tell you what's happening?
Mm.
So what is happening is that this person is being confronted, even the spiritual seeker person. You see, so it's come this far, and it's saying now, I'm not really enjoying this anymore. It's the same stuff, and I've heard it for a long time. You know, this one, because this one is being pushed out. You see, this one is being pushed out, and it is going to have some pushback. So it's being pushed out, and saying, no, but it's not really. Is it really working for me now? I think I've seen through all of this. Nobody ever got enlightened anyway. So what's it about? You see, this one. And this one is very auspicious if it comes up like this. Don't feel that it's a bad thing. Because this one, for many, many, many will believe that I have got it, but they're still speaking as this one. Now for you, this one is coming and it is causing some suffering. It is pinching something. So you will not keep it with you. See? So it's much better than this one saying, yes, I got it. You know, I am there. It's much better if this one is saying, but nobody gets it. This is all a sham. This is all just something. This one itself will say, but let's not look at who I am. I know all of this. I know I'm not this person. You know, the person itself will say, I know I'm not this person. I know all of this. Don't tell me any of that. You know? So, anything which says that I become awareness and I become person is not awareness. It's not you. It is still that same guy. So, are you willing to look at this with me and ask him to leave?
Yeah, yes. I'm wondering why it's here again because you know I thought it was gone.
It's okay.
So I'm like, yeah, I can see your point. When I was talking about when I go into awareness and when I don't, I'm using sort of colloquial English to try and explain that there is no this choice, this stay as the self choice does not seem it's going away, you know, and I think that the seeker remnant was sitting in there was thinking that it had something to do and it had a choice, and I can see that it doesn't, and now that taking away of that choice makes me sad because. So then I'm just basically like a mess, really, because it's not like permanent enough for me. I know the unhappiness sits in the person, you know, but it's not all day long. And if I can't make it all day long, then it's hopeless.
Yes, but what can't you make all day long? I'm not understanding this point. What should happen all day long?
Oh my God, I know. Don't you think I ask myself these questions, you know?
Yeah.
Like inquiry, who is saying that? What, you are in awareness all day long.
Yes, but you
You
are in
know,
awareness of what?
the question Father will ask you is, are you aware now? Ha ha ha. And you know, I've been in satsang long enough to be my own satsang teacher.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep.
I can throw those questions at myself while I'm in this like
And what is the answer?
answer is awareness is here all day long. There is no person who can be enlightened. There is no person who can be in awareness all day long. There is no choice. Everything is perfect. This is just your mind. Like, you know, drop it. You know, do you have these problems in deep sleep? Bhagavan would say to me, you know? No, no, I don't. I wake up with this. I know, I'm sorry if I'm taking up time. You know, I saw the other day when I was talking to you, somebody posted that, you know, you have so much patience, you know, and you have a lot of patience with us, you know.
Oh, my dear, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. I don't see it as anything like patience or anything. I'm just here for this. We can take the entire time today. I'm sure everyone is learning a lot from this interaction. There is no trouble with this at all. Because this is very important, you know. It happened a few weeks ago also with another friend where she just said, "This is all just rubbish. It's just rubbish. I'm through with this stuff." He said, like, "This is all this. What is it about? You keep asking, am I aware now? And you say, am I aware now? Yes, of course I'm aware. So what?"
We could start a club.
So like this, and everybody around her was like, "Whoa, what's happening with her?" And I said, "It's very good. I'm waiting for this to happen with all of you." You see? So when I say,
I'm amazed that
yeah,
I can have this conversation with you, and the whole time I'm observing it. You
yeah,
know, the whole time I can feel this like beautiful peace sitting there. You know, and it's like what I am is completely unconcerned with any of this, even though I'm sitting here crying, talking to you about stuff going on in the mind, which is just all like blah, 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 doesn't make any sense, you know. I can feel that beautiful behind everything. It doesn't seem to be helping me right now, you
yeah,
know, the fact that I can still feel that. So, you know, I know the other day you were talking about don't use the inquiry like trying to fix something, you know, like just, okay, now I'm having an uncomfortable feeling, so let me do the inquiry to fix this uncomfortable feeling, you know. I know that. So, and I don't have to do the inquiry for long. I just literally just switch and everything's fine. So I'm in satsang with you now, everything's fine. Okay? And then,
so what I was saying was that why I find this good when somebody says that it's all just, you know, it was nice, it's still nice, I feel good when I'm here, but still, it's just, so what? So what? So what? You see, what's in it for me? This guy is still the same guy. And I know it's not you. I know it's not you. It's just throwing a tantrum by itself. It's using this some energy and it's
yeah.
up like this. And I know you are always the witness of it. But do you know this?
Okay, so I know that this, like, it's going, how do I get rid of this guy then? Okay, that's another guy trying to get rid of that guy, you see?
No,
I already know that.
not the guy which will actually, if it is being done with integrity, it is not this guy pretending to want to get rid of this guy. You see, what is happening is
Yeah.
that the power of belief only belongs to you as consciousness, not as a person. No person can control belief.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we can speak about this some more.
Yeah, maybe because like I was saying earlier on, do you have any control of this like the level of staying as the self?
No, but you have the power as consciousness whether to pretend you're a person or not. The self is always the self.
I
Okay,
just don't feel like I have that power. I don't feel like I have that power. Like I think you're getting to the nitty-gritty of it.
yes. So let's go for just 2 minutes for everyone's benefit. Let's talk about the basics for just 2 minutes so that everybody is with us in this conversation. You see? So when we say self, we are talking about what you said, this untouched awareness, which sees everything is moving around and it's unconcerned by any of this. See, so this is the self. Then we talk about being, consciousness, the sense I amness. You see? In the birth of this, then these powers also come. The powers of attention, the powers of belief. And it is the power of belief itself which is used to believe the concept that I am the person, which seems to make the person somewhat tangibly real. Seems to. You see? So belief must be prior to person, isn't it? Because it is the same belief which is used to create this conceptual person. If there was no power of belief that you had, then you would never believe that there is a person or you are a person and you would never act like the ego, isn't it?
Mm.
And we can slowly look at this again. So being arises. With being, you see that the power of attention and belief are coming.
Can I? I'm sorry, Father. I want to go back one point because I've heard you say it a lot,
Yeah.
right? And I hear you say it, and I always nod my head. And I'm not sure about that because I'm not sure that I'm understanding the word the way you're using it because I don't believe I'm a person.
Yeah.
I really don't think I believe I'm a person. Okay, so it's like this weird sticky thing that it's coming up in like vasanas and samskaras, and it's not I don't feel like I'm believing anything.
Yeah.
It's like my husband comes and fights me, I fight back, or it's just things like happening. I don't know that there's a mind belief.
Yeah. Yes. So if they're just, you see that it's just actions and reactions which are playing out on their own, then you will not believe this thing which says, but how does this help me? You see? So we must smell now and see whether there's any sense of this. So what is it going on with me? If nobody was ever enlightened, then why am I in this? You see?
I don't have why am I in this. I
Yeah.
have like, oh, stuff all of this nonsense. I have that more than I know there's no it's like I could just go back to like like what I would call normal life,
Yes.
chase the dollar, get out of Satsang, just like, like
Yes. But
live this
see, you can.
crazy life to the full.
Yes, but again, now you say that I don't sense that I have belief in the person, and yet you say, but I could go back to this life.
No, like body, like live that, like just you do what you like, like that crazy guy, what's his name, who like, yeah, what's his name? He was completely enlightened and he was just the most radically, awfully behaved person, you know, because he was like, oh,
And
stop this, you know, like awareness is untouched. So like, let me just do what I want. And then he did. And people still follow him. They still quote him, you know, beautiful wisdom out of the mouth, appalling life. A bit like, yeah, well, what? It's like 7 hours of satsang. It's, I don't know. It's, yeah, there's no person. Do I believe I'm a person? When I look, no.
yeah.
Am I giving belief to it? I don't think I am. I know you're going to tell me for you to be able to speak like that. Of course you are. Of course you are. You
This
can't talk like that and
the speaking can happen on its own. All that is important is to see whether you believe any of it or not. So when you say that I wish this or maybe I should
which
do
one
this,
you talking to? Which one you talking to?
yeah,
Me?
yeah.
The real one? Don't believe nothing.
Which one are you speaking of as the real one? Is it
Who
awareness or
believes?
huh?
Yeah, who believes anything? The
Yes,
consciousness can believe, right?
can.
Okay. The consciousness can believe.
Yes.
I feel like I don't have control of that. I feel like that's where my despair is sitting.
Yes.
Like I've, you know, I want to be able to control that belief,
Yes.
but of course it's not happening because otherwise there wouldn't be any trouble. So yes, there's the power of that you have the power of belief, and then it feels to me like I don't. I feel powerless to believe or not believe. I feel like it wavers. Obviously it's wavering if I can see all this going on. So how can you say you have the power to believe? Power to implies, you know, I
Control.
always thought, okay, like once you see through it, it'll go. Obviously it doesn't go.
Yes. So seeing through it means what? Seeing through it is only seeing that all these thoughts are coming and going and they don't mean anything to me. That is the meaning of not giving belief, isn't it? And to check whether I have the power to
Okay.
believe or not, we just have to wait for the next thought to come and see whether I have this power or not. We don't need to understand it. We can experiment and see right now. You see?
No. I'm like, don't do that one.
Why?
Don't do that.
Why resistance? You see?
It's like that one doesn't work on me. That one is like I don't believe thoughts. I don't feel like I like believe thoughts. So
Okay.
it's like a thought. If you do that experiment with me, normally what happens is no thoughts come. I'll sit there and look at you for 20 minutes with no, like not a single thought coming. So I normally cannot do the experiment because none of them come. So I can't even see if I'm believing or not believing. And then I sort of like, when I have this turmoil, yesterday afternoon, all of this nonsense, then I go, are you believing any of these thoughts? Don't believe your next thought. Okay, it all goes away.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can do that, but I don't know if it's helping me. I don't know that I believe. Like I say, of course I can make the choice, but the choice, the power to make the choice only comes with grace.
Yes.
Remember not to believe your next thought. Only comes with grace.
Yes. Yes. And your
And
consciousness.
I like I got out of my mind. I feel like I'm having the same conversation the whole
Yeah.
time, you know? Okay, then I need more grace. I need more moments like that. Rewind the tape 20 minutes and go again.
Yes. But your own being, your own consciousness is grace. You see, who provides grace? Can grace truly come from outside you?
No, but I pray all the time and I don't give myself any grace, you know.
Yes, yes, yes. So this is the prayer being answered, isn't it? Because if you did not look at this one, if this one does not leave, then that would not be the answer to your prayer. And I know that this one is saying, but I'm not here, but there's no person here, there's no person here. You see, this is the trouble. So when you say me, who are you referring to?
It depends when you catch me, you know.
Yes, yes. And right now, when you say me, who was it?
Oh no.
And
Just feel like it's gonna be another retreat.
yes.
It's gonna be another week of like sitting for 3 hours in bliss with Muji, and it's gonna be another like I'm gonna stay as awareness fucking bullshit.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna do it, you know. Fly to India, you know, beautiful. Like I had the same conversation with you in Rishikesh, you know. I feel like a totally hopeless case. Oh, I can even hear. I'm just explaining. It's not. I'm not even talking about a person.
Mm.
I feel like there's there's just gonna like never be this peace that I see in my teachers.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna say, "Ooh, who is this one?"
Yeah. And I know that the meditation will come, I say that. But we must look at it, no?
Well, it's not even you saying it. I can say it to myself, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes. And then when we look what happens. I say, you said that I'm not even saying this as a person. Then what are you saying it as?
Sometimes it's just like it's like stuff moving, just moving stuff, you know. I don't even feel like there's a person holding on to it. It's like bits and pieces moving.
Yeah.
It's moving in front of me, I know. And I like it's like don't identify, pull back, pull back. It's just stuff, you know. It comes, it'll go. Oh, I can Advaita it, like, you know, I can sit and teach it myself. Mm. I hate it because I don't feel like I used to feel like, oh, okay, you know, okay, now the peace has come, okay, you know, everything's fine. I just I get that constantly, that feeling of like, this is just nonsense. This is just absolute nonsense. This is just silly. This is never going to end. It's going to constantly be this. It's going to be like, and whatever it is, like whoever's listening, put your own thing in. I feel guilty. I feel inadequate. I feel, like put whatever your thing is in this, and then just don't identify. Just pull your identification out of that person and place it in awareness. And hey, presto, everything's fine. No. 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 It's not, because it's going to come again. It's going to come again.
So all.
And I know.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry to say, I know how to like put that smile on my face and say, oh, thanks, Father, and and I feel better, and thank you so much. Everything's fine now, because now my identification is in awareness, and life is just beautiful. I don't believe it anymore. Because why? Because you're not going to get rid of this stuff, this world stuff, the stuff coming at you. Now I feel much better. I really do.
But you just said that's what people will come and do, and
I just feel like I just like vomited it all out, and now it's gone. It's like all of a sudden my mind just gave up. Like, oh, okay, like. I know, I just did a minute ago, like, You
did an imitation of yourself a minute later.
Oh my God, we sound like crazy people.
You're completely crazy. Yeah, we are all completely crazy.
I'm completely crazy. By normal standards, I would be considered crazy, because I like talk to all these people. Like, which one is talking? Which one? Is that one real? No. All of this like going on inside. And I knew that coming to talk to you would sort it out somehow. It's like something just broke. I knew I had to just come and look at your beautiful smiley face.
Yes, you have to do like this sometimes, where something seems just here, just come here and just let it out. All the things, like everyone is just faking it, everyone is just whatever. It's like this, just get rid of it, just expose it here. It's good, it's gone. Then why does the mind give up? Because the mind gives up because inside, when it's inside, it's made something out of it. Oh, how can I come to satsang and see these things? And yet you come to satsang and you see these things and nothing. It is nothing.
My thing is that I don't want to come and sit here and talk to you for like, however long it's been, with absolute nonsense, and things that I could sort out myself, So I didn't want to, test everybody's patience, But, it just felt like it had to.
Yes, it's very good.
I know it'll come again.
Yes. I hear this very often these days, that I feel I should be able to do this independently. I feel I should be able to do this
Yeah.
independently. No, satsang, it doesn't work like that. Whatever you feel, you come and you share. It's okay. This is an open house. And if someone's patience is being tested, very good. It's their satsang. Very good. So don't have any such this thing. Satsang is the place where you come and be completely free. Whatever is happening is fine.
Okay, good. Now we've cornered that seeker enough
Yeah.
that it like lies down and pretends to be dead.
Yeah. This is very good. This is very good.
Okay.
You say this is very good because you see
So
he's down and pretends to be dead. This is very good. I'm going to steal this one from you. Yeah.
we have an animal in the bush that it pretends to like it just
Oh yes.
it does this funny thing.
Oh good.
So now I just let that seeker just lie there and pretend to be dead, or should I stomp on him or her? Or
No, nothing. Nothing.
what do you suggest?
Nothing. When it's pretending to be dead means it's actually dead. You see, if it has some life, it will create some nonsense again. It will create some say something, say something, say something. You know, when you feel that pinch, you come to satsang and like this, you share like this. Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Because if I tell you don't believe your next thought, then we might energize it again.
I'm gonna be like, oh, that thing again.
Yeah.
And also, do you think I'll get all my belief back? You know, do you not think that all the listening to the teacher's advice goes hand in hand with that seeker?
Many times, yes, you're right about this. Many times, what seems like advice for that point of time, if it's taken throughout, you see. So if I've said don't believe your next thought, and you make it a mantra for life, then that is also trouble, you see. It was just appropriate for that point of time. But when you actually drop belief in the person, there's no belief left anymore, and you keep saying don't believe next thought, next thought. So again, this is not freedom, you see. So many times things are said just for that moment what is useful. You give a medicine, doctor gives you medicine for just that time, isn't it? He's not saying you take it for the rest of your life. It's only for whatever is ailing you now. Just some medicine is given, you feel a sense of relief from it, then forget about the medicine also.
So is that the medicine you're giving me?
No. I was giving it to you then. But this one which I'm speaking to right now doesn't need any medicine.
Yeah, this one doesn't feel sick, you see.
Yes, but for this one, I just want to say one thing, which is that once it starts triggering something like this, then you come and you speak. Don't wait for it to, oh, I'll take care of it and this should go, this will waste other people's time, all of that. Forget about all that. Once it starts something, then you just come here and share. You see, this is for every one of you. I know many of you will say, but then what does this say about me? You know, is it wasting people's time? All this is just forget about it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. I like very much some of the things you said. They were so funny because you said, "Oh, this retreat is starting, and 3 hours of just bliss with Guruji, just bliss." Such rubbish! I don't. It's like complete contradiction together. You see, 3 hours of just bliss, and I'm just don't want. It's very good. But you sounded like
Even
Ram.
though it's going,
Yeah. You know, if you read the Yoga Vashisht, Ram in the beginning is so like this, no? Just exactly like this. Oh, but then this will happen, and then
yeah,
this will
yeah,
happen in life, and then what's the point? I don't get it. I give up. Yeah.
yeah. What is it all for?
You must not shy away from these kind of conversations. You see, you must not shy away. All of you must not shy away from these kind of conversations, because if this is just allowed to be inside and it's not shared in satsang, then this, although when you check, you see there's no distance. If it is just kept inside there and not just vomited out like this, then it can create a seeming distance. And it seems like, okay, maybe I just take a break for some time. It's very good that you come and you share like this.
I
Very
didn't hear the last bit. I think your sound went a bit.
yes, I was just saying that if this is not, this does not come up like this, and we don't have this interaction like this in satsang about it, then sometimes it can seem like it's being allowed to fester, and it seems to grow, and it seems like, oh, okay, yes, yes, I did satsang with Ananta for 2 years, very beautiful, he's a great guy, but at the end I just said, what's the point? I'm just, it's better that you come and say, yeah, it's better that you come and say this. I don't mind anything like this if you say. Yeah, but first say it in satsang and then we see where it goes. It's very good. It's very good.
Thank you for all your love and your patience. Thank you.
Thank you for your integrity. Thank you for your love. Because it takes a lot of love to come like this also. It takes a lot of love to come like this also. There must be this feeling of belongingness where you come and you say, yes, this is what I'm feeling and I'm going to share it, come what may. I don't care what anyone says or thinks. This is very good. It's a lot of trust, a lot of love, and I really appreciate it.
You know, I really have been with many, many teachers. I've seen many teachers. I've watched thousands of hours of satsang. I'm like Malcolm Gladwell. He always says, if you do 10,000 hours of something, then you master it. I've done way more than 10,000 hours. And I cannot tell you the treasure that you are. The fact that you can even have that conversation with me, and like that you can like stay with that. I don't see the teachers being able to do that, and like the strength that you have for that, and that the openness that you have is so precious and so valuable. And I don't know sometimes if people who come to satsang with you even know how lucky they are that they found you. I love you so much.
Now you make me cry also.
But it's true. I'm like in an honest mood today,
Thank you, my dear. I love you so much too.
Love you.
One of the things that I learned in life was you must always be open. See? So here in satsang, when I come with a sense of openness, and just this openness. One of you might come one day and say that, I'm going to show you that what you speak is completely wrong. And I'm completely open to having that conversation because I've been wrong many times in my life. And I learned not to stick to my wanting to be right. And once you come with that kind of openness, then nothing seems like an attack, you see. Nothing seems like an attack. So I'm not defending anything. If you tell me that, Ananta, you say that this is awareness is the absolute. But I will show you something that is even prior to this. You see? There is a nothing which is prior to awareness. I want you to see this nothing. And I will ask you, but the awareness of this nothing seems to be prior to it, isn't it? And if you can answer that, then I'm willing to accept what you say. And say, yes, yes, there's a nothing which you are not this awareness also. I'm completely open, not holding on to any concept. I just say it like I see it. And I'm open to seeing it differently if you can show me how to see it. You see? I don't have any such concepts of, oh, this is right because it's coming through me, it must be right, I must be right. Nothing. And when you say like this, then I hear with openness, what, yes, yes. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe I'll learn something. You see? It's very, very auspicious like this. Because I've seen that, even I've been with many masters in the past, seen many, even otherwise, who I wasn't with, but I used to. My wife and I actually had this determination at one point of time that we would go and see all the living masters. So we went and saw many, many of them. You see, very beautiful, very nice, some of them. But with many, you found that they're so attached to being right. So attached to being right. So if you were to ask a question, it seemed like many times like this because I always had this thing to question, you see, always this question. So we would ask a question and immediately you could see, okay, so somebody is questioning me. No, this would come up. And then you're like, okay, this one is not for me. It could be so like this. So having seen that, having been there, I realized that this openness is very important and openness for any question. That's why I say that when the sharing started, I had this feeling that everyone can ask me anything. They can ask me anything, and sometimes something might not resonate, and I say, okay, this is not the right place for this question because I really don't have any interest in these kind of questions. But I should not say, how can you ask me this? No, not like this. Are you questioning my authority and what I'm speaking? This kind of rubbish must not happen. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm sure we missed a lot of chat. Let's see what's going on over there. Okay, I can't really catch up with this. So if someone has a question, you can please post it again and we will look at it. Okay, Lucy is new here, so let me see what Lucy is saying. Is she still here? Yes, Lucy is here. So Lucy was saying that Lucy said, Namaste, Father. This is Aparna. Okay. It's Aparna. Aparna said from Lucy Adamski account, who is Muji Sangha member here in Sydney. Lucy. And then you say, I had told her about you and she has been following you on YouTube. And when we get a chance, we would love to thank you, Father. I see. Yes, you can come, my dear. Very nice to see you, Lucy. Thank you, Aparna. Thank you so much. It's nice to also see Aparna in a nicely lit up environment. Otherwise, her video always looks like it's from a horror movie or something. All the shadows. We can't hear you. I don't know whether you're saying something or. No, we can't hear, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Very nice. I feel sometimes many of you will watch from YouTube, but you don't come to hang out, and sometimes it's nice for me also to see you. I'd be very happy if more and more of you come. The mic is not working. I see. It's okay. Parvati ji, are you reading all the messages? Everybody is sharing so much love to you.
Yeah, I just read all the messages.
Very beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
love this guy so much. They all just so amazing, you know. Now my heart's full of love. Love you all, my beautiful Sangha.
Anandi is also saying.
Bhakti, love you so much.
Love you, my darling. Love you. We're so lucky. We're the luckiest people in the world.
So lucky, all of us. Jay said that there was a question from Stefan, which was, what is the me that is realizing that it is awareness? It is only consciousness which is discovering that it was never a person, and all there is ultimately is awareness. Therefore, consciousness is also awareness. This is a realization of consciousness. Awareness does not need to realize anything. It is like Parvati said, the unconcerned witness of all that is going on. So the realization, like the delusion, was only for consciousness itself. So there are only three options, isn't it? It could be that it's a personal realization. Second is it could be a realization for consciousness. Third is that it's for the absolute self, awareness. You see? Now, person does not exist, therefore it cannot even be deluded or realized. Therefore, whose delusion and whose realization is this? The only one which is playing phenomenally like this is consciousness. Therefore, it is only consciousness. So it is all a play of consciousness itself. Bhagavati ji said, just want to run to South Africa and give you a biggest hug, Parvati. I'm sure the same feeling is there with the entire Sangha. Stephen says, Ananta, if there is no me, then there cannot be a me awareness. The feeling this is me, this awareness. So when you check, am I aware now? Is there a feeling of me about it? No. The feeling of I am is coming later. When we say, can you stop being now? Then there is this feeling that I am. So this can be the me. Awareness is just the simple knowing of awareness itself. It's not even the sense of me, no sense of separation. The sense of separation comes when first there's a presence, I am, and then the world of duality comes. Priya has to go. Okay, my dear. Gone already, I think. So much love to you. Nitya can come. You can come, my dear.
Hello, Father. Can you hear
Right.
me?
Just 1 second. Just Shivani said, Father, can I come for 20 minutes before work? Yes, yes, you can come. If somebody can make space for 20 minutes for her, you can come.
There is a space available, Father, right now.
Oh, good. Okay. I somehow don't see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yes. Very good. Yes, Nitya, you can come, my dear. Sorry about that. Yes, yes. No, she didn't want to come up. Shivani just wanted to come into the hangout.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well. I like it very
just
much. You got this new computer. We see and hear you very well.
very good. I just wanted to come up again because it's after yesterday. It's just something going on. I woke up this morning and it was just everything is so amazing. This habit of fear is just always here, and I saw the belief. I saw the belief of the thoughts, and and it was just nothing. Even the belief was nothing, and it was so. This grace is just. I love you so much.
I love you too, my dear. So
This awareness is just only awareness. It's just, even beingness, nothing is there. And at the same time, it's just so beautiful. It's no, but this nothingness is the most, no words for that. It's everything can happen, really. Everything can happen. Everything. And there's so much more space now here. And even when there's identification again, and then somehow there's identification happens with thought, and then it's seen, and then it goes to beingness, and then it goes to awareness, and it's always flowing, and it's not always the same. It's just, it's so amazing. It's just so so beautiful. So, and you know, even this morning, I was so in a way not excited, but I watched this belief and what reactions came in the body and really strong pain, and I was so fascinated from it. And I don't want it to take the belief away from the thought, because I want to experiment with it, So, to experiment what is really happening when you believe a thought, and the reactions which are coming up, and at the same time this realization that really nothing is happening. And that is so, Father, I'm so grateful for your daily satsangs and for everyone, and it's just so beautiful inside. I'm at your feet, Father.
Thank you, my dear. Always in my heart. You're always in my heart.
Thank you so much.
So beautiful. Your sharing is so good. I like very much when she said that even this I experiment with. What happens when I give belief? Can I give belief or not? Like this, when you start contemplating, experimenting like this, then hey, nice. Right? You know why also I feel nice? Because there was a long time where I used to do these contemplations and something would say, but you're crazy. Nobody in the world does this kind of stuff. Yeah. And I found that they were so useful just to see. Because many in spirituality also don't see these basic concepts of attention, of belief, of identification. I'm very happy that we are able to just very directly look at these forces, not just blindly doing some sadhana or something. So it's always been like, so what happens when you do a sadhana, when you do a practice, what's going on? Is it that our attention is going? Is it that belief is going? So then we start to look at all of these things and we come to the root of the directness, what is really going on. Very good that you experiment like this and you contemplate like this. Yes, Michael. No, Shivani, did you want to say something in the hangout or you just wanted to be in the hangout?
I wanted to say something as
Oh,
well.
you wanted to. Okay, come.
I just wanted to say thank you to Pavati, because I don't know, it's just really.
It seemed like you were channeling you.
I'm just really grateful. I don't know what it was. I just I just wanted to say thank you, and she just reminds me of my big sister, actually.
Yes. She is also. She is also.
It's just, I just love it in that way that she a part of me is like, yay, that it's getting cornered, and because like I just see her as a big toughie on the outside and a big softie on the inside, and it was just so nice. I just wanted to say thank you. I don't know why. It's just...
I love you, my darling. Love you.
Love you too. I'm just really happy to see it getting cornered. I'm smiling.
Me
on the
too,
spot.
now that it's finished.
I love you very much.
It just had to like all come out. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your patience. Love you, Shivani, my love.
Thank you. I don't know where it's coming from, but just huge gratitude for that.
Very good. This is the Sangha, I see. Daughter probably thinks you're going mad right now.
No, she's used to it. She knows I'm going mad. She
What's
knows I'm
happening
crazy.
wrong?
This is normal.
Why is she crying? I didn't do anything to make her cry. Huh? You might grow up resenting me for making her mama cry all the time.
She's used to it, Father. It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But like I said to you, we just laugh. We
Yeah.
yell at each other, and we laugh. We're crying, and then we're laughing. You know, it's just all over the place.
Like you.
Which it doesn't. Yeah, it's just how it is. But yeah, I don't know. Pavati touched on some big sister thing. Being the youngest, you know, of 4 sisters, and they're a lot older. I just really touched, you know, because I guess, you know, I don't know. It's just so nice to see that, you know, being confronted, because I see it in my sister, and something just wants, you know, for them to have that courage that Pavati showed, and just bring it to Satsang. Bring it to truth, you know, bring all this stuff to truth. So anyway, I just had to say it. I just wanted to say that.
This is very nice.
Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I'm so glad, because you know, as you know, I'm one of the ones that sit there and say, does it have to be all mush all the time? I love it when this stuff comes. It's just.
Yes. I'm sure many of you got your popcorn and, you know.
I'll go now because I've got to get to work soon.
Okay, my dear. So happy you came in and you shared this. Very nice to see both of you, actually.
Bye.
Yeah. So much love to you. Hope to see you in India soon sometime. I'm sure my kids and you will like playing with each other as well.
Yes, yeah. How old are your kids, Father? I think Ruby's in the middle.
Yeah, so my son is going to be 14 anytime soon, and my daughter is 7.
Yeah, Ruby's in the middle. Okay.
Oh, see,
Alright, I'm gonna.
she's 8.
Oh, 8.
See, Satsang is the wrong time to ask me these things, you know, because I just,
Yeah, it's okay. Alright, I'm gonna mute. Gotta mute because I have to blow my nose. It's getting bad. Okay, bye.
Thank you. No, she's born in 2006. She's 9, no? Yes. March 31st, 2006. That makes her 9. This one is as bad as me, so. Thai wants to come, you can come, my dear.
Hello, namaste. Thank you. I was really touched by the sharing as well. Thank you, Parvati. And yeah, there's something I really want to expose. I've been living in Dhaka, Bangladesh for the past 2 years,
Right.
and I came on a cultural exchange. I've been gifted to be able to exchange cultural perspectives through dance and through kinesthetic learning. And so I've been engaged with all sorts of slum schools, secondary schools, and K through 12 international schools and such. And I get the opportunity to see a lot of humanitarian aid projects here doing things like 2 and 4 populations. But I don't know, I saw a scope for kinesthetic learning to engage with populations here. And I don't know. It's just, for me, it's not something you can really get used to see, under-resourced and underprivileged communities that go through extraordinary conditions. And there's been like some sense of specialness of like, well, why do I get the opportunity to be in a sangha and be able to look into the nature of myself? And I had I went into just basic, just like any market, and I was buying something, and I don't know, it's like flush of like remorse or guilt or something. It's like came over me, thinking like, okay, well, why is there some sense of financial security here to where I can kind of go do these things, but then those people or these people don't have this opportunity or something. And there was all this like conflict within myself, and all of this was seen, but still there was a sense of identifying with some sort of superior feeling, or looking through just the filters of my own cultural tradition, cultural norms, and collective points of view from where I come from. So it's there's something there, and I just felt the need to like expose it right away.
Very good. Very good. And this reminds me also of the time where, I don't know whether you know, but some of you in the Sangha will know that at one point I used to run these healthcare centers for the underprivileged in the slums of Bangalore.
Mm.
And one thing that stuck with me, and I don't know whether it resonates with what you see as well, and you can tell me if it does, it is that when I went into these slums, before I went, I felt like it's going to be a very dreary, very sad place, and everybody was going to be miserable because they have no money. But I walked in, and there was such a life about this place. The biggest slum area in Bangalore, called Ijipura slums, and there's so much joy there actually. And I met the people, and they're so open and so warm and smiling all of the time. It was so beautiful actually. So actually for me it was more of a strain when I came back to the so-called privileged parts of Bangalore. And when you walk into the fancy hotels, and everybody is so stuffy and so constricted and so egoistic. So it seemed like for me I was looking forward to going there every day, because there's just so much room to breathe, so happy. You see? So it becomes, yes, they have financial trouble. Most of them work every day so that they can eat on that day. But they have such a freedom about life, it's so freeing in some way. There's so much joy that I found over there. And somewhat I came to this realization that maybe it is those who have more money that need satsang more. So caught up in our stuff and taking care of money and all of these things. Because I found a very good inherent joy. Of course, there were many things that we could fix over there. There could be healthcare, of course, could be much, much better. Education could be much, much better. But I feel there's something that we can learn from them, is to be able to smile and laugh through all the adversity and all this, whatever they face. Such beautiful learning when we go there. So very quickly, this when I started, it was like, yes, I am going to help them. And when I got there, I realized that it is me who needs to be in their presence to learn this joy, which is not dependent on any material thing, to learn this joy. So I feel very good when I go to these places and just see the people smiling. Just like in the small villages in India. My family originally comes from a very small village in a very, very violent part of the country, actually. And you go there and people are so warm and they're so loving, so happy and so much in the moment all of the time. So it's very good that you expose like this and you just see that actually there's so much for us to learn when we go into these environments. And very quickly the sense that I am doing something to help them, this goes. Actually, when I look back at that point in my life, I feel I learned a lot from all of them. I learned so much. So if anything, they are the ones who should feel special for bringing so much to my life. Does this resonate with what you experienced there as well?
Absolutely. There's like an unbounded joy when right when we arrive, and they don't care what we do or anything, and any plan or itinerary that my group and I come up with, it never it never goes that way at all, ever. And so you have to be very spontaneous and in the moment, and just kind of see what the need is and supply it accordingly, and it all unfolds and happens very naturally if you're very open to it. But if you somehow if there's any sense of well, this is how I really wanted it to happen, immediately you see the group suffers from this thing. So
also, what we wanted to do once, at one time we said we will make sort of a documentary about the work that we were doing over there. And then we got a documentary filmmaker who wanted to do it. So he came into the slum and said, you must stand outside, in the slum, and then we'll interview you about why you wanted to work over here. So we went with this whole script and plan, this is what we are going to say. And we got there and the camera started rolling and there were thousands of kids that just came, They just wanted to be in the camera, and then they were saying things like, oh, is Salman Khan going to? Salman Khan is an actor here, very famous movie actor here. So he said, is Salman Khan going to come? Is he part of this movie? What are you doing? And the whole shoot went for a toss. You realize that it's just not going to happen. But it was so much fun, so much fun. And we captured a lot of these reactions, and it was very beautiful. So it teaches you, you're very right, it teaches you to be just spontaneous in the moment.
yes.
So a lot of crazy things you will encounter, like there are still parents in the slums who will say, oh, vaccination. We don't believe in things like vaccination. And you're like, what? So there are many things like this. And many things which are sad also. Many things which you find that are sad because in India sometimes boys are given more importance than girls are. So you find that parents are feeding the boys more than the girls. I'm sure it's similar in Bangladesh also. So girls suffer from more malnutrition. So when you see those things, then you feel, what should we do? And sometimes you realize the simplest solutions are the best. If you try to solve the entire problem, then it becomes like too much. So what we said is every girl that comes into the center, we'll give her 2 bananas. Just like this, something simple, something that we can help. So these kind of, it was very beautiful time.
Yeah, we tried to do the same thing because there's a lot of xenophobic precepts, so not a racial ones, but very definitely catered towards the men, and the women that dance are kind of positioned and more like a place like, oh, she's a dancer, that like exotic type or something.
Yeah.
And so so I mean, we don't try to like special them out, but definitely there's they try to lead the group.
Yeah.
Like we give them opportunities to lead the group and to do that. So it's been very nice, and yeah. So it's just seeing it every day. It's difficult sometimes. So I just wondered where the what was getting belief, or you know, where the identity was taking place, like where that was.
I feel that the big one is this one about this, like you said, the sense of specialness that can come. If this is in check, then all the other identities, they'll just be momentary. Because I've seen many when I used to work for those, in those days, I saw many which had such a sense of personal glory about it.
Yes,
And
it's here too. Like the photojournalist here, they'll take pictures and they'll sensationalize like everything, and kind of make it seem like they're sharing the plight that exists here, and then they get a lot of glory, or glorification for the images that they're capturing, and but there's no sense of true communication there. They don't really know what they're saying, or why they're producing the images, and how it might be contributing to the revolution that they see like a new, an you know, not that they need to create some utopia or something like that, but that there's no sense of like, why am I sharing this image, and what does it say?
exactly.
Yeah.
So many like this, especially if you work there for long periods of time. So then when you meet them in conferences, they'll say, yes, I gave up my corporate job and I was making so many $1 million and I gave it all up, and look at what I'm doing now. You know, I'm helping the world, and look at these people, they're still after money. So very egoistic, you see, without even realizing. So as long as you're not picking up any of that, I feel it's all.
Thank you
Thank you so much, my dear.
so much. Thank you, Sangha, for the time.
So is this Bhagwati Ji's caravan? Yes, looks like a caravan. The caravan of love?
Yes, the caravan of love.
Amen.
My caravan, her work in the caravan. I asked for this.
No, your internet is not too good over there. I can't make out the words. Which is looks very nice. Looks very spacious. Looks like very beautiful. You say we have a booster aerial on order. Yes. Very good. It boosts the Wi-Fi signal so that it becomes better. It's very good. But I'm happy I get to see you even from there. It's so beautiful, no? That we are from all over the world. In this hangout, we are from Bangladesh, from Southeast Asia, Bangalore, Europe, Pune, Australia, Portugal, right from Monte Sahaja actually. And so many more from all over the world and YouTube as well. Yes, Bhagavati says a view of Sahaja from our window. How wonderful. Aparna says, Lucy says you have a beautiful smile, father, which I agree to. I sometimes get flashes of your smiling face, and it's intimidating for the mind. Bhagavati ji says Guruji calls this land Sahaja also. Yes, yes, Prema Bodhi's. It's where he stayed before he bought the land called Sahaja. Yes. Thank you, Aparna. Thank you so much. Guy says smiling axeman. Yes. Bhagavati ji says retreat begins at lunchtime today. You remain in my heart, Father. One heart. Yes, my dear. Lunchtime today. Lunchtime today is evening. Orientation is later in the night, isn't it? 8:30. For me, lunchtime. Yes. Yes. Many parts of the world. France, South Africa, California is here. Where's Chigo Radhika? Parvati says, Father, thank you for clearing out all my cobwebs just in time for Zimar. Love you so much. Thank you, my dear. Yeah, Atma says in capital letters, Bosnia. How could you forget Bosnia, Father? so that you could have a response like this. So where it says the entire world in your palm, Father. Thank you, Sumaher, so sweet. Dina says, Parvati, you win. I have much more the cobwebs. You can come into the hangout and we'll look at what cobwebs are there. Whenever, not right now necessarily. Shivam says, Father, beautiful bouts of burning happened here recently, but seems okay now. When the burning goes, then this realization remains that all that was burning was not me. Therefore, it is very good that the burning happened, isn't it? And he's in his new office over there, not doing any work. He's listening to Satsang, the new job. It's very good. Ah, look at that. It's good. He has a boss who's traveling often, so he can do this. Oh, Ram said he wanted to come. Yeah, of course, you can come, my dear.
Namaste, Father.
You can just, if I forget to see something, and you see that I'm just chatting casually, you can just unmute your mic and start speaking. Fine.
The thing is, I feel a little bit afraid and like something want to speak and something want to run away. So
Oh,
yeah, and these days, like I can feel a strong feeling like I want to, like the ego want to improve the body, Father.
yeah.
Like I begin to do some workout and like something want the body to feel like much better, you know. And like Bhavati shared today, like she said something like, yeah, it's all just consciousness. So like we can do whatever we want, you know. And like I begin to like watch a movie and like my days is like I watching Satsang and I try to like to be alone and to contemplating. But like yesterday I feel like a kind of boring and tired and like hopeless, you know. So I begin to like go outside and do some workout and running, like kind of some stuff that teenager they do, you know. And I feel so good.
Yeah.
And I begin to watch a movie and just kind of relax a little bit. But I'm not sure whether is it good or not, because it seems like something want to like want to hold back, like want to run away somehow. I feel like that. Yeah, and also yesterday when I called to my father's room and I called him out for dinner, you know.
Yeah.
And I heard him talking on the phone about me, like talking with some relative.
Yeah.
And he said that like you know, like my son, he's still in the university and he's still good like that. Like he telling a lie because he know that I'm quit university, you know, because he have a strong ego about me, like I remember like a few years ago, like whenever we go together, he always have a, like a saying like, "This is my son, and he's good, so good," and many stuff like that. And now I can see he is still kind of have many expectation in me, and now he try like. He telling lie to my relative because I can see that maybe he feel ashamed when like his son like quit university and sitting all day long doing nothing, And so I just want to explore to you somehow, because sometimes I just want to stand up and I want to like telling my father that just drop it, just forget about it. I cannot live to his expectation anymore, and like good Guruji said that there's nothing to be shy about being true, but when I'm in his presence or the other people in my family, I always have a feeling like I'm trying to pretending to make them happy, but something inside here feels so bad, So I just want to explore a little bit because I read on in the Whitefire book there's a saying like sometimes God give you limbs so that you can stand up, to fight to what is true, and but in the presence of my family, I feel that I'm so weak, like yesterday I just want to say to my dad that, like dad, you don't just to be honest with everybody and see the way that it is, and don't try to fake it anymore, because whenever I go out with my dad, he always like have a feeling like he talking many things about me, just like this is my son, he's so good and he's study good, and he's have like a good body, and he's very humble people and so on. Just he wants to try to make up to people can be proud his prize about me, and I feel really heavy about that, And as Govi talked about you the other day, and you answer like just we have to accept, like we have to allow the freedom to like just drop the saying that we have any right, But somehow the feeling like I have a feeling like I have to stand up and just saying what is true in me somehow. So I don't know. Yeah. And,
These kind of things can happen where expectations, like Govil was also saying that day, like you said, that the expectations that our parents or our close ones, it seem to still bother us. So what you have to work on is not getting your father to change. That can also happen, but that is secondary. See, primary is for you to see that what is it that is getting hurt when your father is saying something about you, which is untrue.
seem like he it seemed like for some moment I know that he loved me and he really take care of me, but for some moment I can feel like his ego about me was so strong. I don't know how to describe it, but like I had a feeling like he's want to use me to like fulfill his expectation about his life, and I feel really tired, but I cannot prove to him because now I quit university and I just sitting all day long at home, and so I cannot prove that this is the true way of life, because if I say no, nobody can believe me, And
See, but this is what parents do. This is what parents do because they feel that they know what is best for their children. I will tell my kids, okay, I know you don't understand anything in satsang, but at least come and sit for some time. Because I feel that is what is best for them. So parents always feel that they know best. So first, don't expect that the parent will change. You first see what is here. So you say that my thoughts, they come and go, but my parents' thoughts about me, they still have some power, you see. So let your parents think whatever they want. And once you give them this space, then you will find so much freedom about this. And then, if it has to be that your father is saying something and something comes up from your mouth and it's being said, it's fine. I'm not saying that you must not say anything. I'm not saying that you must become sheep. You don't become sheep, you don't become lion, you stay as nothing. And if consciousness wants to play as sheep, it plays as sheep. If consciousness wants to play as lion, it plays as lion. But don't let it make something for you. Don't give it any meaning for you. Oh, why is my father like this? Because it is important for you only because he is your father. If it was any other man, it would not matter, isn't it? So it is still the son identity which is saying, why is my father like this? I must tell him to change. You see? And I know with my own parents that trying to change parents is next to impossible. Trying to change parents is not easy because they feel that they know best. You see, which is okay. That's how parents are designed. Even I feel I know best when it comes to my children, you see. And you are closer to my son's age than you are to my age, actually. So I can relate to your father also a little bit. I can relate to him. So what happens is that once you are through with this for yourself, and it stops pushing the button, then you will see that something externally also will change. There will be more acceptance that will come from there also. Because you know, ultimately, more than anything else, what a parent really wants, more than anything, even success, more than success for his child, a parent really wants the child to be happy. You see? So if in your presence they're experiencing some joy, some happiness, then all that expectation, all that will also change. All that will also change. You see that. So everything that is happening on the outside, first see it on the inside. First see it on the inside. And you give them that freedom, give them the acceptance, and then it stops becoming a thorn for you. And in that, your presence itself has more room, and it becomes something which they can also experience. See, otherwise, what happens? Otherwise, what will happen is that he says something, and you reply to him something angrily. You say, no, like this, why are you like this? Then he will say, what is the point of all of your spirituality? You're still getting angry with me for doing these kind of things. And what is the point of hearing so much satsang? Then it's a battle you cannot win.
Yeah, it's true, Father, because many times my mind just creates many thoughts about like me fighting with my family about what is true. And yeah, but I can see that because as long as like I am confirming in myself, you know, I can see the people around me, they start to like accept, there's some acceptance in them somehow. But still someone want to fight.
You use this. You use this for your own inquiry. Don't try to first fix it on the outside. Let God fix it on the outside. If you feel there's a you fix it on the inside. You know what I mean?
Fix it in the inside, I mean like I'm just start inquiring and
Yes, see why this belief is there. So this belief is there that why my father has to be this way. Then you say, give my father his freedom. Give my father his freedom. Let them be whatever they like. Forgive them in your heart for whatever they are. In your heart, you forgive. Whatever action happens in the body is okay. But don't hold a grievance in your heart. Because what is happening in this simple thing, this simple grievance, first you believe that you are a son, you have believed he is a father, that means you have infected two people. And there are no people. It is all a play of consciousness. It's all a play of this one consciousness. That is why this is Advaita.
Yeah, I can see like there's some belief that this person can try to improve his life, you know. And also these days, I don't know what, I have a strong feeling that like I want to improve the body.
Yeah.
I want to have the best body and like feel good, like somebody look in me and feeling like that, you know. But when I look clearly, I look inside a little bit, I just feel that it's just nonsense, you know. It's not true somehow. But something just keep doing and.
Okay, so let me use my favorite example. Favorite example, as you know, is the car example. You see, so there's a car. So the body is like your car. Now, to maintain it, to keep it in good running condition, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to. But you see, many people are obsessed with their cars. You see, they want better model, they want better headlight, they want better this thing. They want everybody to look at the car and say, "Wow, what a car!" So that is taking it too far. Nothing wrong in keeping it in shape, keeping it proper. But if there's a sense of specialness, sense of pride about it, that you want it to provide something to you, you have a need for your body to be a certain way, then it becomes trouble. Yeah? And you must not, you must see that the car can never be you. Car is always just a car, and no car will last forever. Even if you improve it, you keep it in the best shape, it will not go past the 120 years. So you are discovering now here that which is eternal. That for whom 100 years means nothing. See, so naturally, whatever is going exercise, you're running, it's good, it's not bad. No desire, no aversion, just it's flowing like this. It's flowing like this for you. It's very good. Nothing is wrong with that. Just don't say that the car is me. As long as you're saying like this, yes, my body, it is an instrument that I have, it's okay.
Thank you, Father.
Yeah. Actually, to your parents also, to your father, I'm very grateful because he has given you this space to be in satsang.
Yeah, my father, I feel that he really loved me and he tried to do the best for me, you know. Like I remember when I in high school when I first discovered about these spiritual things, and he really he tried to to like understanding to have the best understanding in me somehow, you know, because in my country like the parents they always try to control their child.
Yeah.
But I can see the love of my father, and he tried to like uh, uh, have the same interest in me somehow, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's just me trying to improve them. I don't know.
We must look at the things which we are so grateful for also. And so much they've done for us, little bit, it's okay. Everyone is playing out some game in their mind, you see. So little bit, if sometimes some pride comes, something comes, that's okay. This is the nature of the mind. So if, like I say, no, that I could say I love you 1,000 times. I say I love you 1,000 times. But in today's satsang, if I say, man, I really hate you, huh? Very quickly you'll forget about the 1,000 times that I said I love you, and you'll feel, oh, he said he hates me. Huh? And there will be more belief going to this one time rather than all the 1,000 times, which is the nature of the mind. Like this also with our parents, so many thousands of things they did for us. But sometimes they show some pride or they just something in them is there. Forgive that. It's okay. Very welcome, Jerome, my dear. Jerome and Sonia, thank you so much. Very welcome. Okay, Claire had posted something. Claire says, dear Ananta, there is a part here that sees all the ego in others and wants to rub their face in it and not let them free. I gladly let this part go. Very good, very good, very good. Thank you. Awareness is before all of this stuff. This is very good what you say. Because this tendency can be very sticky. The mind wants to take, the ego wants to take this perspective that I have understood. And look at this one, he or she is still not understood, you see. Something there feels very strong about this, something very egoistic about this. It's very good that you let this go. Very good, very
Father, I have something to share as well.
Yes, my dear, please come.
There was a part of me that said, "Oh, well, you've already kind of shared, so don't come back." There's a definitely ties in with what I shared earlier. There's this perennial story that's just wrapped. It just keeps going and going, and it has to do with like intimacy, sexuality, and relationship. And as a young boy, I always had this like these very innocent fantasies of like how my first experience might be, like sexually, you know, like how would it be would I hold her hand first? Would I whisper to her, where would it be, and all these type of things. And there was a very traumatic experience that I experienced with just being sexual trauma, and the first experience being, a 40-year-old man, and so it disrupted the very sweetness of the fantasies that I might have had, and so I began to, get into my father's, porn collection, and just constantly consuming these type of visuals, and trying to understand my own sense of intimacy. With whom am I intimate with, and these questions of what is sex and all these type of things, and I experienced like that it diluted my that love or sweetness or passion that I had like tried to imagine. And so and I see this come up in my relationships or with subtle senses of like womanizing and gender, like is like separating, the roles and things of that nature. And so this the belief in this story I've held a long time, and recently I made a terrible mistake to have an affair with the woman I was with, and betrayal and sabotage of the relationship and everything. And so I was really afraid to expose this and to say these things, because I was like, okay, you can't say these type of things, because then maybe someone will look at you like a judgment, and so there's a strong attachment to the sense that that my love belongs to another, and that I need to prove and try to win this person back, and these type of things. These thoughts are coming, and they're coming very, very strong. And it's very interesting that I'm in Bangladesh helping children, because there's a child in me that is like screaming for healing, and there was a correlation there that was seen that I didn't notice before, and so this has been my trip up, I guess you would want to say, in lack of better words, is that to not I feel lots of moments like like guilt or remorse, or a sense of like self-blame, or it just keeps coming very, very strong. And I wanted to expose this thing because something wants to search to try to figure out, who do I apologize to, and where is the capacity in me to make such choices? Where did I succumb to this type of fear? And these questions, so many, and I wish I could take that type of pain away from the one that I really loved, because when you do something like this thing, it's difficult to see it because you're in it or something like that. It feels this way. And so I figured, well, why not bring it to the Sangha so I can burn it here?
Very good.
It's been troubling me very much, and I don't want it anymore. And yeah.
Really appreciate this sharing. Very, very from the heart thing. The one thing I want to tell you, because you're still young, huh, that this, anytime anything becomes personal, it is always headed for trouble. If you try to use the person for anything at all, especially when it comes to matters of love, matters of joy, the person does not know anything about any of this. At best, like you said, it can paint some fantasies about it. Oh, this is how it should be. And these are the setups. You see, these are the setups for failure actually. First, it will say that your first kiss must be so beautiful, so beautiful. And then when it happens, you're like, okay, that was it. But imagine if there was no expectation around it, then everything is beautiful. So anytime this personal identity gets involved in anything, especially matters of love, then it is completely out of its depth. Because we must look at what love is. What the world is confusing for love is either a set of experiences or just need. It is need which is being called love. This is the world's idea of love, isn't it? But what is true love? What is true love? When you come to this point of presence, you will discover that there's so much love here. There's no expectation, no need for anything, no experience also needed. It is not coming from outside. So what really happens? What really happens when we experience some sense of love when we are with another? It is just that for those moments we forget about this sense of me. For those moments we forget about this sense of me, and when the sense of separate me is dropped, then you see there's so much love. But the problem with it happening with another is that very quickly we want to hold on to that another, because we feel that that another is getting us this experience of love. Very quickly we want to cling on to that. So we took what is pure and love and we made it a need. We made it a desperation. This is the way the person flows, the person moves like. But you are coming to the realization of what you really are. And what you really are is truly not even concerned by love. I must say this. It's not loveless. All love is emerging from it. But it does not feel the need for anything, including love. And this is what is freedom. When you stop looking at the world with the eyes of what's in it for me, what's in it for me, then you will find in your own presence there's so much love. You're not trying to control your experiences, you're not trying to modulate them, you're not trying to make it better. You're trusting life to bring you exactly what it has to bring you. Because I can tell you that no experience is ultimately fulfilling. It can seem like that only momentarily.
It's like something keeps avoiding this, the deeper healing, and wants to like say, go back to this relationship or something. It's like, but I know this is not true. It doesn't feel true to me. But it's just like keeps going, and it like won't look at like a deeper inquiry that's arising in me. Like I don't want to look at the childhood at all, or or there's a sense that is trying to figure out why I made such a choice.
A couple of things I want to say about this also is that one, here in this directness, in this fire of satsang, very soon you will not be able to identify the one that needs to be healed also.
Yeah,
You will not be able to find that which needs healing.
I see this thing.
Mhm.
Yes. I can't find. That's why it's like searching to find like where to apologize or what to say, or where to say I'm sorry, who to forgive, what to forgive. It's like so. It's
But you forget about all of that for some time, and the actions will continue to happen through your body. You will just watch. Oh, this happened and this happened. Okay. You see, but you will not be able to pick up a me who is the seeming doer of any of this. Like my master says, you are not the thinker of your thoughts, nor the doer of your actions. And this will become your own discovery. See, so then when you discover that I was never the doer, and no other person was ever the experiencer, then there is nothing to forgive and nothing to be guilty about. And yet you might find very naturally the words coming up that, hey, I'm sorry about this. So it's not really about what is appearing, but what you really believe yourself to be. And you will discover this love, which is just present here, just present. Has no need, no expectation, no reciprocation, none of this. This is like this. And then also you spoke about sex when you started, and it's very, like I keep saying that every time I hear something about sex, it's either something special or it's something shameful. It's not either actually. It's neither anything special nor anything shameful. It's just like hunger, other bodily functions, just like that it is. If you need to blow your nose, you're not always thinking, oh, why do I need to blow my nose so much? Why can't my nose be like other people's nose? Why is it like
yes.
with sex it becomes something, oh, why? Nothing at all. So all this conditioning of shame or specialness. So some part of it you yourself did, some part society does. Not you yourself, but you the mind. Where it said, oh, it must be like this, the first experience of sex must be like this. It sets up these false expectations of some sort of heaven which is trying to create for you. It is trying to make a worldly heaven.
Well, when the the kind of the story of the trauma and then the feeling of the body, it's like it hits really fiercely, and it's like I can report it now, but when it's happening, it feels very like the seeing is not as clear, and so. But I'm aware of it, so.
It cannot be that you are in satsang, you are in grace, and then your life's events still will bring this kind of stuff to you. You'll find that automatically all these energies will start becoming tamer, they will stop appearing in your life. You just stay with the truths, stay with this self-discovery, And very soon you will find that whatever needs to be chopped out from your life will automatically is getting chopped away. And whatever has happened, every moment of your past has brought you to satsang now. Sometimes it takes very strong medicine to get us to satsang. And once you see that, okay, I am here in this self discovery, then you will be grateful for everything that happened. Because not one moment could have been different in your life, and yet you would be here. It had to be exactly like this. Because it has given you the right openness, the right raw material for inquiry, the right experiences that you can contemplate. Then you will drop the victim mindset also and say, why does this happen? Why did this have to happen for me like this? You will not have this. You will know that, okay, I needed this so that I can find out what I really was, really am.
And then when that happened, like the dropping of the victim, then something picked up the survivor.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And that one is not true either. I can see this one too.
Yes, exactly. So you picked up survivor, then you might pick up maybe already picked up seeker, then you will pick up free person. All this is just identity. So we can bypass all of this. Yeah? We can bypass all of this and see there is nobody here actually.
My God.
Because the ego is always moving from story to another, one story to another. It wants a glorious ending to this story also. It wants to say that this happened to Ty's life, then this happened, then this, some horrible things, then this survival, then he made it out of it, and then he got into satsang, and now he is the free one.
I don't want this one.
Very good. So this is what the mind is trying to do, but you can say, I don't want any of this. Just like this, all these dregs, all the dominance of the identity will also fade away. Because the ultimate question we must look at is whether I'm completely okay being nobody. I have no story, no past, no future, no friends, no sangha, no truth, no love, no peace, nothing. Am I okay with that or not? Otherwise, one of these things will become another attachment. Doesn't mean that these things cannot be enjoyed. And the joy is always in the moment. But if it becomes an attachment, then again trouble. But the good news is that life is always showing you what attachment still remains and giving you the opportunity to transcend it. And do it like Here, now, see for yourself what you are. You never know what is the next curveball that life is going to throw at you. You never know. In baseball, they have this term, the curveball. The curveball that comes can be strong. We have one in the Sangha who I was sharing the other day also, who is going through some really strong stuff. I mean, even things which even we feel that, okay, so much terrible things that happen in our life, that is nothing compared to what she is going through. There's like an attempt to murder, these kind of things. And she and I was speaking the other day, and she said, is there something I could have done differently? Is there something I could have done differently? I said, no, this is also part of God's play, but if there feels like there is something, then you do it now. Even in these circumstances, you discover what you really are. Do it now. So when you hear these kind of things, then I feel like saying that don't postpone. Don't prioritize something else over this. You're in satsang now. Nobody knows what tomorrow will bring. Now is always the best time. And I'm there with you. If something feels it's not ready, if something feels I don't get it, if something is saying it's going to take me time, all these things you can come and tell me. Then we look at it together and we see whether it really needs to take any time.
Very grateful, and thank you so much to the Sangha for just all the love that's present, and I know this sense of courage or bravery is ours. It's like it's all one, and it truly, it's incredible that there's a space like this that is not bullshit. you just air it out. So very grateful to you, Father. I'm very grateful to this Sangha. Thank you.
And, Amanda is here. She said she would like to ask a quick question, and there's a half a minute time lag. Yes, my dear, you can ask. When you hear this, then you can ask. Wow. Yeah. No, is it? No, whether we should check.
Okay, I'll say everything. Hi, Father.
No, my dear.
I'll say everything all at once so that I can just hear you. I'm going into Muji's Zimar,
Yes.
and often what happens is he said he has the thing about make sure you stay as awareness and go all the way. My mute's undone. Just so I just want to check with you because I'm so aware that awareness is always here, aware of itself, witnessing, no matter what's going on with the thoughts, the emotions can be the biggest storm. And that even everyone else is that too. I just can't question this reality. It's so true. And you're saying that's really all that I need to know, and to just be that. Just, you don't even have to be it. It's here. So, if anything, it's just always been your help about the latent tendencies and knowing that that's really all there is to it. This now, knowing that you're always awareness. I guess I'm just trying to check in with you on two things. One is this thing about the feeling when I listen to Muji that I need to somehow stabilize in the awareness that's already here. And the other one is, in speaking this, about awareness is always here, aware of itself, witnessing, huge, inside and out, no matter what's going on, while it's taking the me for a ride that isn't even real. Do I need to question this? Is there something that you see where I'm deluding myself about this fact that the awareness is unquestionable? So if that makes any sense, I'm attempting to communicate, but that's all I had to say in a lot of words. And thank you so much, because I love you so much.
I love you too, my dear. Thank you so much. Very good. So when my father says, just stay as the awareness, what does it mean? It means that just don't identify as a person. Just don't identify as a person. That's all that means. And at some level, all of us have heard this, that we have identified as a person, stop identifying as a person. So this pointing, all the pointings are for consciousness itself. So consciousness can see that it is awareness, or consciousness can delude itself as a person. So when the pointing comes in this very direct way, just stay as awareness means what? Don't give belief, don't give any identification to the person idea. All that is being said is exactly the same as don't give your belief, don't buy anything from the salesman or the mind. Because if you were to say, what does it mean to stay as the awareness? It means not to delude yourself to be a person. That's all that it means. So there is actually no dichotomy. And if there's a feeling that there's a difference in the pointing, I would always say that you're in my father's retreat, you just follow his words to the T. And once the retreat is done, then we can always talk about it, we can always discuss if there's some feeling of difference or dichotomy in what is being said. So just immerse yourself completely. This is beautiful, beautiful opportunity for all of you to be there in his retreat with him. Just, and he's guiding the way. He's guiding the way, and everything will be completely taken care of. See? So stay as the awareness means just don't identify as a person. Second, there was a question about whether there is a sense that I'm not sure, but you can elaborate a little more on this. But what I heard was, is there a sense that I'm sort of deluding myself about yourself when you speak? Is there a sense of self-delusion when it sees that awareness is constantly just awareness? I don't feel that there's any such delusion. I don't feel there's any such confusion. I know that you are clear about what awareness is, and you're clear that you are this awareness. At times, momentarily, when some events happen, something comes, like all of us, you have still the ability to give your belief, you have still the ability to pretend to be a person, which happens, and it happens to the best of us. But I don't see that there's any self-delusion or some spiritual ego or something like that. I don't see that. It's fun to see this lag also, because you see the reactions after.
Thank you. I didn't want you to have to wait for me. You might even be speaking right when I'm speaking, but I love you, and I'm going to be coming back to Satsang with many of us, even during the retreat. So
Thank you, Lydia. Okay, we will bring an end to this satsang. Okay, Jesh, my dear, we can play the invocation now.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa, Mokshamulam Mujiji Kripa, Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, Sarvesham shantir bhavatu, Sarvesham purnam bhavatu, Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, Sarve bhavantu sakina, Sarve santu niramya, Sarve patrani pashantu, Makashit bhakvavet, Asatoma Satkamya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamya, Mrityoma Amritam Gamya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Murji Ji Ki Jai.
Thank you all so very much for being in satsang today. Satguru Shri Mujiji Ki Jai.
Satguru Shri Ananta Ji Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jay.
Jay.
Thank you, Jesh. Thank you so much. You can turn the broadcast off now. Thank you all on YouTube as well.